What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Sean O'Malley sends a warning to fans. Sugar Sean O'Malley has continued to impress inside the octagon, with his recent win over Chito Vera only further cementing his status as a star in the UFC. With that fame and notoriety comes a slew of loyal fans, some of whom cross the line and take things too far. During a recent episode of the Timbo Sugar Show, the bantamweight champ opened up on a recent problem he's been having. In the wake of his UFC 299 win, O'Malley has continued to deal with fans showing up to his house unannounced after finding his address.
Dude, people keep finding my house. It's fucking annoying. I want to put a sign way out there on the road that says if you pass this line, you could be shot. It's fans they like me, but that doesn't mean you could fucking come to my house. Don't come to my house. Even if you like me, even if you want to give me a gift, just don't come to my house. I had this security come put crazy security cameras in, motion light, all that, like just high end.
For a second,
shit was expensive. But yeah, so please don't come to my house.
As the champ pointed out, Chito Vera's house recently got broken into when he was in Miami for UFC 299. Given that, the champ has been on high alert, recently taking it upon himself to patrol his property with a firearm in one instance. With the champ making it clear that fans should not go to his house uninvited, hopefully the MMA community takes note. Next up, let's take a look at Dana White breaks silence on Jon Jones' next fight. While heavyweight champion Jon Jones isn't quite ready to return to action, when he does return to the octagon, he'll look to successfully defend his heavyweight title for the first time against arguably the greatest heavyweight of all time, Stipe Miocic. While there has been plenty of hope among the MMA community that Jones will return and unify the heavyweight title in a bout with interim champion Tom Aspinall, Dana White once again made it clear that when Jon Jones returns to the octagon, he will in fact be fighting Stipe Miocic. With that in mind, however, he also indicated that he and the UFC are more than willing to give Tom Aspinall an interim title defense in the meantime, while speaking with UFC on TNT.
Jones is set to fight Stipe. I hope the winner of that fight will fight Tom. Yeah, I mean, if you think right now it's March, right? Who knows? Jon Jones and Stipe, because of the injury and who knows when they'll fight, it's not right to let Tom sit. And if Tom wants to defend the title, we'll absolutely do it.
As Tom Aspinall indicated in a recent interview with OLBG, he has his sights set on a fight with Curtis Blaydes and is simply waiting on a call from the UFC to finalize the fight. I've only ever told him fights I want. I've never told him fights I don't want. Blaydes has said he wants to fight me, and I've said, okay, cool, let's do it. That's it. I'm just waiting at the minute. I'm just waiting for the call. I'm in the gym twice a day, and I'm en route to training as we speak. I'm ready to go whenever. I like Curtis Blaydes, but professionally, I want to beat him because he's got a win over me when I got injured. I don't know if the right word is personal, but it is personal. With the UFC indicating their plans to hold a massive event in the United Kingdom this year, it seems likely that the UFC adds an Aspinall versus Blaydes rematch to the card. Next up, let's take a look at Dustin Poirier versus Islam Makhachev next. Since his stunning victory over Benoit Saint-Denis, Dustin Poirier has seemingly been on a collision course with lightweight champion Islam Makhachev, with Charles Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan, and Justin Gaethje all set to compete at UFC 300. The champion is looking to stay active and defend his belt this summer before then setting his sights on another title defense before the end of the year. The way Daniel Cormier sees things, Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier is a no-lose situation for the UFC. During a recent video for his YouTube channel, he shared his thoughts on the situation.
This is a no-lose situation for the UFC. And Islam wants to fight. So I think you got to try to make that happen as soon as possible. It works. It works. And for Dustin Poirier, massive chance. For Islam Makhachev, another former champion you can put under your belt. That is storytelling. You can't control the outcome, but you can put them in position for someone to make magic, and then you as the company capitalize on it. I love it. Book it right now. Book it.
While there's been no word as to when the fight may take place, the expectation is that the pair could fight early this summer. Now, let's shift gears and take a look at Michael Bisping breaks silence on fighter cheating. This past weekend at UFC Vegas 89, Igor Severino did the unthinkable. During his bout with Andre Lima, Severino bit his opponent on the arm, forcing the referee to stop the fight. While many questioned the incident at first, after looking at the marks on Lima's arm, the commentary team and viewers were left horrified by the bite marks left by Severino. In the wake of the bout, the UFC went so far as to release the flyweight. with the Nevada State Athletic Commission also expected to take disciplinary action. During a recent episode of his Believe You Me podcast, Hall of Famer Michael Bisping opened up on the situation.
Listen, he's a skilled mixed martial artist. He was looking good. Apparently, he was undefeated. They both were. Who in the right mind, even on the streets, in a street fight, unless you're going to get murdered, you do whatever you can. Unless the guys, you know what I mean, come to your house and they're trying to really do something bad, then whatever you can find, you know what I mean? But if you're getting into a one-on-one fight and you resort to biting the guy, I'm sorry, that's disgusting. Utterly disgusting.
As we've seen in the past with fighters like Paul Daly, the UFC has a pretty strict no-nonsense policy, meaning that Severino is unlikely to return to the promotion in the future. Next, let's take a look at UFC Fight Updates. On the heels of the weekend's UFC Fight Night Hebas vs. Namajunas card, let's look at today's UFC Fight Updates, starting with a middleweight bout between Roman Dolidze and Anthony Hernandez, scheduled for UFC 302 on June 1st. The bout will see Dolidze look to snap a two-fight skid that most recently saw him lose to Nasruddin Imavov back in February. And on the flip side, Hernandez will look to extend a 5-fight win streak that most recently saw him submit Roman Kopylov at UFC 298. That card will also play host to a heavyweight bout between Alexander Volkov and Jailton Almeida, which will see Volkov look to extend a 3-fight winning streak that most recently saw him beat Tai Tuivasa with an Ezekiel choke at UFC 293. On the flip side, Almeida will be looking to bounce back after a recent KO loss to Curtis Blades. Later that month, Julia Polastri and Josephine Knudsen will compete in a strawweight bout that will see Polastri look to build on a Dana White's Contender Series win back in September, while on the flip side, Knudsen will look to build on a win in her UFC debut back in September that extended her unbeaten professional record. The event will also play host to a flyweight bout between Carly Giudice and Gabrielle Fernandez that will see Giudice look to bounce back from a Dana White's Contender Series loss in September. And on the flip side, Fernandez will look to bounce back from a 2-fight skid that most recently saw her lose to Terza Bleda in June. Next, let's take a look at MMA community goes off on Dana White for interview. Dana White has once again landed himself on the receiving end of criticism from the MMA community. While there's been quite a bit of talk regarding who will eventually replace White when the time comes, it sounds as though retirement isn't on the horizon for the UFC boss. During a recent episode of Lex Friedman's podcast, White shut down talk of his potential retirement, while also comparing his role to war, earning him plenty of criticism from the MMA community.
Every day when I get up out of bed, I strap up and I'm getting ready for war. Because I know I'm coming in here. I know a bunch of bad is going to happen that I'm going to deal with. And if that's not bad enough, when I finally get out of here, I'm probably going to go to the casino and I'm going to get into another war. You know what I mean? I thrive in chaos. I actually love chaos. Everybody talks about retiring. That. What am I going to do when I retire? What would I do? I like to go to war. I like to battle. I like to win.
Fans were quick to react, with many taking aim at White. As one fan wrote, "Dude gets to work for a monopoly of a fighting org, travel the world, write off all his expenses, get paid a lot, get his sucked by everyone, all to set up and watch fights. I'd do all that for free." Another joked, writing, "I just love how this man talks like he's an actual fighter. He's hilarious." One fan also wrote, "Man has never been close to war. The one time he gets close to someone hurting him, he ran from Boston." One joked about the irony of the situation, writing, "I like to go to war. I like to battle. It's funny coming from a guy who is unwilling to be interviewed by anyone even timidly critical." Another added, "Can't play 100K a hand blackjack when retired. This guy has a wife and kids. What am I gonna do? Oh, I don't know, spend time with your family and enjoy the hundreds of millions? Though judging by the way he treats his wife in public, probably best for her he ain't home." One member of the MMA community indicated that the frequency of Apex cards may have something to do with White's age, writing, "More Apex cards. He loves making the product worse by being too old to keep up a consistent traveling schedule. That's what the people want." Another member of the MMA community wrote, "Only battles baldy faces are divorce lawyers and blackjack tables. What a joke." Another took aim at his connection to embattled WWE founder Vince McMahon, writing, "Get drunk, smack his wife around, invite Vince McMahon around for some office parties, you know, guy stuff." Despite the criticism, it sounds as though White has no plans of slowing down anytime soon. Next, let's take a look at Brandon Moreno reveals sad news. After recently dropping a split decision to Brandon Royval, former flyweight champion Brandon Moreno has announced that he'll be taking some time off from the sport. The shocking news was announced by the former champ himself via an Instagram video, which was translated by MMA Junkie's Danny Segura. During the lengthy video, Moreno indicated in part, "It's not goodbye or anything like that. It's just wait for me. Be patient with me. Let my body, but more than anything my mind, my head, compose itself and recover. Recover, and we're going to get back to doing things right. The last time that happened, I came back and I became a world champion. I'd like to think I can do the same, and when I return, I'm going to go on a tear. I still think I'm an incredible fighter, and I have all the qualities and abilities to be a champion again." As Moreno made clear, he has his sights set on becoming a UFC champion again. However, he simply needs to listen to his body and take time off before returning to action. While he didn't make it clear as to when he'll return to action, it sounds as though the remainder of 2024 will not include the former champ. With the flyweight division arguably deeper than ever before, it'll be interesting to see what the landscape of the division looks like when he returns. Dana White goes off on the MMA community. On a recent podcast, Dana White said that he absolutely hates the media now and how fake and biased they are. He also says that he only works with one company in sports media called Sports Business Journal. Let's hear what Dana had to say.
A lot of the things that I really learned, and if you've ever seen my complete hatred for the media these days, like, I hate the media. I hate them. And there's very few people in the media world that I will deal with. There's a company called Sports Business Journal. They are in the business of sports. They're literally the only people that I will talk to about the business of sports. While I was flying here, when I was all pissed off, when I walked in your door here today, there's a fight that's falling apart while I'm on the 30-minute flight here. And these website guys, I don't even call them journalists, these website guys are posting that, oh, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. They're lying, flat out, blatantly lying. And I literally posted a text message from the fighter that they're saying that the lie was about.
Shoot, where's my phone? Like, I didn't see your tweet.
Yeah, it's all about clickbait. It's about being first and not about being right.
Yeah.
They don't even care. It's all about getting these clicks and getting attention, and it's become a cesspool of people who are unqualified to even be in that space.
Here's what the MMA community had to say to Dana. "For a guy who hates doing podcasts, I sure see a new clip of him on one every day. Translation: I love Sports Business Journal because they wrote a lengthy puff piece on Power Slap. Because they're the only ones that will ask you softball questions and challenge you on nothing for fear of being banned. Is she not media? Media lies. Dana lies. His biggest lie right now is how UFC 300 is going to blow our minds. How about the lie Conor doesn't want to fight? More believable, Conor wants to finish his contract out and going into boxing. Top comments: stay loyal to Bro Jogan. Nobody in the future will think highly of people who flip-flop for cancel culture. Watch Khamzat not fight until 2025. Absolutely lost his aura. So bored of the Khamzat hype. The guy hardly fights, and when he does, he gifted the win and always says like he just woke up in interviews and all he says is, I smash everybody, without fighting anyone. Max Holloway nailed it. It's like, if you're not winning, you don't make MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani or Michael Bisping BYM podcast. Just look at Mackenzie Dern. Everyone is on steroids. Nate Diaz. Make sure to leave a comment and you might get featured in our next video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss any MMA news. Check out our video from yesterday if you missed it. See you tomorrow.